Warmcore Folding Sliding Door System Installation Guide. On arrival, it is advisable to lay down a dust sheet to protect the interior flooring. Before removing the old door, measure the aperture to check all sizes are correct. Unpack the Warmcore door and check that it is as specified. Visually check for damage. Measure the new door to check all sizes are correct. Score around the inside of the old door frame and remove the old door and frame. Clean off any old silicone from the door aperture and clean the area. Check that the DPC is in place and intact, and check the base for level. Check that a lintel is in place and check the sides for plumb. Apply silicone into the sill ends. Insert the foam inserts and attach the sill end caps. Offer the new door up to the aperture to ensure a good fit and alignment. Apply a generous bead of silicone across the aperture base for the sill to sit on. Lift the new door frame into position, placing the sill first, then push in the head. Remove the glazing beads and place to one side, taking note of which bead belongs to which sash. Open the sashes and support with chocks to prevent the frame from overbalancing. Check that the head, sill and sides are all plumb and level, without twist, and pack the sill as necessary. To fix the frame, we recommend the concealed fixing method. To do this, remove the rubber seals and the plastic covering from the jambs to reveal the orange inner jamb and measure out the vertical fixing points. We recommend vertical fixings to be between 250mm and 350mm from the external corners, with intermediate fixings not exceeding 600mm centres. Once you are sure all is plumb and square, fix at one top corner on the vertical by drilling through into the wall with a masonry drill bit and fixing with suitable fixing screws. Place an appropriate packer just above the fixing point, then tighten the screw. Recheck for plumb and square, then fix the bottom corner, followed by the intermediate fixings. It's a good idea to fix these either side of each hinge point. Take care to not over-tighten any of the fixings, as this may distort the frame. Once both sides have been fixed, replace the plastic coverings and the rubber seals. An alternative fixing method is through the outer plastic covering. This requires a screw cover cap and silicone sealant to prevent water ingress. Measure out the fixing points for the base and the head. Horizontal fixings should be between 150mm and 250mm from the external corners, with intermediate fixings at no more than 600mm centres. On the head and the sill aluminium runners, firstly drill through all the marked fixing points using a steel drill bit and countersink each hole. Now you can fix the sill and the head using a masonry drill bit and suitable fixing screws. On the head, place an appropriate packer next to each fixing point, then tighten each fixing screw. Remember, do not over-tighten the fixings, as this may distort the frame. Expanding foam filler can be used to fill gaps between the frame and the wall. Clean any debris from the door runner and check the opening and closing of the door sashes to ensure they slide freely over the fixings and that the hinges and handles are working correctly. Prior to glazing, check the sashes are level by measuring the top frame. Apply a small bead of silicone to the toe and heel points to hold the glazing platforms. Fit the glass and pack appropriately. All the glass should be toe and heeled to ensure correct operation. Additional packing is used at hinge and lock points. Ensure a gap of approximately 25mm is left from the corner of the frame when placing packers, so that they do not interfere with beading. To hold the glass in place, fit the top and bottom beads to each glazing unit. When all glazing units are in place, fit all the side beads. Cut the packers flush to the edge of the door frame. Trim off any excess expanding foam and remove the protective tape from outside and inside of the door frame. Attach the latch protector as shown. If required, the door keep can be adjusted laterally as shown. Clean the glass and the door frame, inside and out. Clean the bottom runner and check the opening and closing of the door sashes to ensure they slide freely. Check that the hinges and handles are all working correctly. We recommend the use of silicone spray to be applied to the top and bottom runners to help bed them in and ensure smooth sliding of the doors. The door frame can now be masked off and sealed with a bead of silicone, then the area tidied up and finished.